Have you ever wondered if there's a creature out there that can remember grudges, plan its moves, and even outsmart humans without saying a single word? Believe it or not, orangutans are living proof that intelligence isn't just about solving simple puzzles or pushing buttons. They observe, they learn, and they act with a level of strategy that can sometimes leave humans stunned. Before we dive deeper into their incredible world, make sure to like this video and subscribe. You won't want to miss the full story of these tree-dwelling geniuses. Deep in the lush forests of Indonesia, young female orangutans like Condor and older mothers such as Sidoni demonstrate that memory is more than just survival. It shapes behavior, relationships, and even social hierarchies. Years ago, Condor had a run-in with Sidoni while approaching her child. Most animals would forget. Orangutans don't. They store these moments, observe reactions, and wait for the right time to respond. When Condor encountered Sidoni again, she wasn't the same orangutan. She had grown, learned, and watched. And she wasn't alone. Echo, a male orangutan with his own instincts, was there. What unfolded wasn't mere aggression. It was calculated social strategy. Condor escalated only when needed, and Echo's involvement amplified the situation. Observers watched in awe as social intelligence, planning, and memory intersected in the wild like nothing they had documented before. But intelligence isn't just about conflict. Orangutans are lifelong learners. From birth until they are fully grown, young orangutans shadow their mothers for up to a decade. Every movement, every choice, every bite of food is observed and stored. They learn what plants heal wounds, which surfaces are safe to step on, and how to navigate the complex world of the forest canopy. This process creates culture, knowledge that passes silently from generation to generation, shaping communities in ways humans rarely notice. In captivity, these abilities are magnified. Ken Allen, perhaps the most famous orangutan in history, repeatedly escaped from his enclosure, not out of malice, but out of curiosity, observation, and sheer ingenuity. He dismantled locks, built ladders from branches, and even taught other orangutans by example. His behavior wasn't reckless. It was strategic, deliberate, and deeply intelligent. Other orangutans like Karta and Kimbali take creativity to new heights. Karta short-circuited an electric wire to escape, climbed out using a makeshift ladder, and even paused to enjoy the view before returning to her enclosure. Kimbali cartwheeled past multi-million-dollar barriers, displaying not only ingenuity but also risk assessment, spatial awareness, and timing. Each act combines raw intelligence with observation, memory, and creativity. Even simple interactions reveal deep intelligence. At the Leipzig Zoo, Doc and Bim were given tokens to exchange for bananas. Doc shared generously at first, but when Bim didn't reciprocate fairly, she adjusted her strategy. She understood fairness, consequence, and social reciprocity, showcasing the kind of cognitive thinking humans often underestimate in other species. Memory and observation aren't limited to play or social games. In the wild, males like rocas have been seen applying medicinal plants to heal wounds. They chew leaves into a paste, carefully apply it, and monitor the healing process. Mothers teach their young not just what to eat, but how to forage efficiently, avoiding competition while maximizing resources. This is culture in action, a living, breathing example of intelligence passed down through generations. Orangutans are capable of deception too. Fu Manchu at the Omaha Zoo manipulated locks using a hidden wire in his mouth. He anticipated human intervention, planned his moves carefully, and executed escapes repeatedly without chaos. His actions weren't random. They were strategic, demonstrating foresight and problem-solving at a level that challenges our assumptions about non-human intelligence. Ken Allen, another legend of orangutan intelligence, offers insight into strategic thinking in captivity. He repeatedly escaped, not out of malice but out of curiosity and experimentation. Each attempt revealed careful observation of his keepers, timing, and spatial reasoning. When he targeted Otis, another orangutan, with rocks, it wasn't random aggression, it was premeditated social manipulation. Ken was testing boundaries, asserting dominance, and demonstrating complex emotional awareness. Back in the wild, the story of Condor, Sidoni, and Echo continues with astonishing clarity. These orangutans weren't just reacting, they were thinking. Condor's memory of past slights shaped her approach years later. She didn't act out of instinct alone. She calculated, timed her moves, and observed both Sidoni and Echo. Echo, for his part, wasn't simply a bystander. He became a participant, demonstrating that intelligence in orangutans isn't just individual, it's social and collaborative when circumstances demand. The interactions weren't random. For over 30 minutes, Condor and Echo coordinated their behavior. Sometimes together, sometimes individually, they navigated social dynamics and physical space, preventing escape and ensuring dominance. Researchers watched in awe, noting that these behaviors were strategic, premeditated, and deeply informed by past experiences. This wasn't aggression for survival, it was intelligence expressed socially and emotionally. Yet intelligence in orangutans isn't limited to conflict or dominance. It shines in creativity, problem-solving, and even humor. Fu Manchu consistently manipulated his environment in ways that required foresight, planning, and patience. He hid tools, bypassed locks, and orchestrated escapes without ever relying on human guidance. His behavior illustrates the blend of cognition, planning, and adaptability, qualities that make orangutans uniquely human-like in their thinking. Other orangutans reinforce these lessons. Carta, for example, short-circuited an electric fence, constructed a makeshift ladder, and enjoyed the view for half an hour before returning to her enclosure. Kimbali cartwheeled past multi-million-dollar barriers, displaying not only ingenuity, but also risk assessment, spatial awareness, and timing. Each act combines raw intelligence with observation, memory, and creativity. Even their learning from humans highlights advanced cognition. At Camp Leakey, young orangutans watched staff and visitors closely. They observed tool use, problem-solving, and social interactions, mimicking and adapting behaviors in ways that often surprised caretakers. Supina, a female orangutan, attempted to start a fire after observing human activity, showing the ability to apply abstract knowledge from observation to her environment. Orangutans also demonstrate teaching and cultural knowledge transfer. Mothers pass down foraging strategies, medicinal plant knowledge, and social navigation skills to their young. A male like Rokas might apply a medicinal plant to a wound, while his offspring learn the process simply by watching. These behaviors form a cultural memory that transcends individual lifespans, shaping generations. Deception, strategy, and planning are not limited to wild settings. In zoos, these apes manipulate the environment in astonishing ways. They identify patterns in keeper routines, hide tools, and even influence each other's behavior. When Doc and Bim exchanged tokens for bananas, they demonstrated awareness of fairness, reciprocity, and consequence, adjusting strategies based on social observation. Joe and Pierre, two famous orangutans from film sets, remind us that intelligence does not belong only to the wild. Even in human environments, their minds were constantly reading, interpreting, and responding to the world around them. On movie sets, they were not simply trained animals performing on command. Joe showed real awareness when child actors were present, sensing risk before it escalated and reacting in ways that felt protective rather than automatic. Pierre, on the other hand, waited for quiet, unobserved moments before making his moves, as if he understood privacy, attention, and timing. That kind of behavior points to deep social awareness, patience, and planning. It suggests that even in artificial spaces, their thinking remained genuine, flexible, and deeply rooted in natural intelligence. Yet orangutans are far more than strategic thinkers or survivors. They are playful, curious, and endlessly experimental. They pick up tools, manipulate objects, and explore their surroundings with a sense of wonder that feels remarkably human. When Carta escaped and calmly sat down to enjoy the view, she was not just fleeing confinement. She was taking in the world, appreciating space, light, and freedom. When Kimberly cartwheeled through barriers with pure joy, it was not chaos. It was expression, confidence, and curiosity in motion. These moments reveal that their intelligence is not cold or mechanical. It is emotional, creative, and deeply personal. Across all these stories, one powerful theme emerges. Orangutans think in ways that feel familiar to us, yet still uniquely their own. They remember past experiences, learn from what they see, and pass knowledge across generations. Mothers teach their young how to forage, how to avoid danger, and how to navigate complex social relationships. This is culture in its purest form, living and breathing within the forest. Their intelligence does not rush. It observes, reflects, and then acts with intention. Even their mischievous behavior carries meaning. Every escape, every clever trick, every unexpected move is built on careful observation and memory. They watch humans, study patterns, and anticipate reactions before making decisions. Their intelligence is not measured by language or mathematics. It is measured by understanding, foresight, and the ability to shape their own reality. Orangutans challenge our definition of what it truly means to be smart. They push us to rethink the boundaries between human and animal intelligence. Smart is not just speaking or solving equations. It is patience, creativity, empathy, social awareness, and the ability to learn from others. Watching them often feels like looking into a mirror of human thought, just reflected through a different life, body, and environment. From Condor's calculated movements deep in the jungle to Ken Allen's legendary escape strategies in captivity, we witness minds that are emotionally sensitive and socially sharp. Their thinking blends instinct with learning, memory with adaptation, and emotion with logic. It is intelligence expressed through movement, interaction, and lived experience. In the end, this intelligence deserves real respect.